Yo, what is good, ladies and gentlemen? Gonna share today in this video. We're talking about the team attack mission or team battle. And yeah, this video is basically for new players. It's going to be a lot of tips and tricks about the team battle, everything that you need to know about the team battle. If you're an old player, you don't really have to watch this video because most likely everything you're gonna see here is something you already know. But yeah, let's get started and let's get going. Let's get started with the basic introduction, which is what is the team battle. Team battle is basically just another attack mission you play. You basically play an attack mission, but with other normal players. You're not playing with bots anymore, and you can play in a team of 2, team of 3, team of 4. Of course, the more players you have in your team, the less scrolls you're gonna get because the total scrolls are divided over the players in the room. However, you have a better chance, of course, at winning because you have, well, supposedly you have real players that can control themselves and can use their ultimates whenever they want. So yeah, sometimes you actually end up with players that are even worse than your bots and you kind of regret it. But yeah, at the end of the day, overall you have a better chance of winning attack mission in team battle than playing solo, or I mean with your bots. Now, how can you play it? Of course, you get into the team attack mission banner. I think it's currently disabled. You cannot click on it, but when the event is here, you just click on it. You choose one of the rooms in public if you want to play in public, or you can open your own room and maybe invite your guildmates if you have a guild, and I will advise you to do so. Now, why do people play this? Yeah, there are 3, if not 4 reasons. Of course, the 4th reason is for fun, but I'm guessing everyone is playing this game for fun, right? But yeah, the first reason and the main reason I think is for the rewards. Now we have the Toad cards that can enhance your ninjutsu. Now these are very important because you don't really need to summon for dupes of ninjutsu anymore. Of course, I'm talking about the ninjutsu, not the ultimate jutsu. Because you cannot use these cards on the ultimate jutsu. For the ultimate jutsu, you can use other Toad cards that are not offered in this team battle as rewards. However, you can easily max out your ninjutsu using these cards without having to summon for dupes, which is really great. There are also the tools, which are the best tools in the game right now, that you can easily get. Not easily, actually, it's very hard to get them because there's only 1% chance to get these tools. However, they're very useful, and I would advise you to go and grind for them because they're really good, especially the kunais, because they pretty much can give you a huge boost in damage for your attacks and ultimates and so on. Now, the second reason is because people want easy scrolls. Now, as I mentioned before, your scroll count is divided over the total amount of players in the room, so it would be better, of course, to play either solo or with just 1 friend or 2 friends. So normally people don't really like to go for the 4th player or the full team of 4, because the less players you have in your team, the more scores you're gonna get, like each one's gonna get. Yeah, it's easier because you can easily play in public with the low scrolls players that are in the first 2 leagues, like Academy Student or Janine. And yeah, basically you have a very easy time going against these fortresses in these leagues because, well, basically they're beginners and can easily you can easily counter these fortresses. And of course, the third reason is the fortress medals. Now, the fortress medals have been really useful since the SAM number, or the surprise attack mission number 10, has been released, and they gave us a new difficulty that needs around 90 seal tags to unseal only once, and of course 1 seal tag is equal to 2 fortress medals. That means you need a lot of fortress medals to actually play the suppressed attack mission, the hardest difficulty, a lot of times, and therefore people grind this team battle for these fortress medals to be able to unseal as much as possible during the suppressed attack mission, which most likely comes after the team battle event ends. Alright, now let's get into the tips, the most important tips that you need to know, and we're starting off with the first one here, which is don't bother with the very low scroll count players that have the name enter equals kick or free kick or enter do no entry, or with flashy names like no or some weird things that are under the 700 scrolls. These people most likely are going to be kicking you, and there's no point in entering the room and waiting there for like half a minute or something, because these are basically alt accounts waiting for their main account to enter the room, and they're going to be kicking everyone else in the room. So they will end up only the alt and the main account of that person inside the room, and then the alt account will just quit the game, so the main account will just get the full amount of scrolls, and of course he's going to be going with his main account against a really easy fortress. And yeah, that's how people get free amount of scrolls, and they eventually get to 100,000 plus scrolls after like a couple of seasons. Alright, second tip, who should you actually join if you cannot play with these very low scrolls, which are pretty much the optimal way to play? Who should you join then? I would say people from that kind that kick you are stopping at around 800 scrolls. So I would say from 800 to 1400 is the optimal way to enter in the public games. And yeah, from 800 to 1400 you will be able to still find very easy fortresses, and these fortresses are kind of advanced because people at that range have just bought the last 3 terrains that have the big animals in them, and the big animals are very easy to kill, and when you kill them you get an extra chest. That chest can give you extra fortress medals, which is really useful, of course, as I mentioned before, to buy seal tags later, or maybe even fragments for your favorite characters. Alright, so the next step is for people that like to play in the hard leagues or hard fortresses in general, like in the Shonen League, against the Shonen League players. Yeah, you need to bring a healer for sure, because the current meta in the Shonen League is so crazy. If you spot any of these characters like Deidara, Shikamaru, Madara, or the hard hitters like Sasori, Sarada, Itachi, these characters definitely need a healer, and most likely Shizune is the best character that you can ever bring in a team. Her ultimate can pretty much nullify all the bad effects, like the damage over time effect, the poison, the paralyzes, the seal effects. All these are like the worst effects that you can ever have on your character. So her ultimate is pretty much a lifesaver. If Tsunade gets a recut in the next update, most likely her 4-star jutsu is going to be very useful as well. But in general, any healer will be very useful to use here in this hard fight. Kill the enemy with the ninjutsu and save your ultimate for the last room, because nobody cares about who does the last hit. You just need to kill everything in the fortress and get that win with the minimum amount of losses. So it's always better to use your ultimate when you see an enemy shinobi. There are going to be like 3 or 4 of you in the team. Everyone can use their ultimate on one of the shinobi outside of the last room, and then you can just wait for like 60 seconds and kill, and then enter the last room and use your ultimates again. So yeah, that's like the best thing you can just do. Don't get cocky again. Don't try to be that flashy guy at the end that does the last hit, because nobody cares. Everyone just wants to get the rewards and move on to the next room. Nobody cares who does the last hit. Alright, so the last thing we're going to talk about here is the rare fortress, which is the most important part of the team battle mode. There are 2 rare fortresses in the game right now, the Montgomery and the Zephania. The Montgomery has a 24% chance to show up. Zephania has only 5% chance to show up. And there's also the special stage, but this was also only possible to get in the anniversary, which was like 2 or 3 months ago. It had only 1% chance to show up, by the way. Then, yeah, you can see Montgomery and Zephania. The names are going to be on the top left of the screen. Montgomery is special because you can also find the Akatsuki members in it. Zephania has the characters from Konoha, like the new Team 7, Adult Sasuke, and Hokage Naruto. Hanabi is also there, so you will be able to identify them, of course, by the name, and when you enter, you're gonna see Rare Fortress appears, and yeah, of course, by the characters you see there. Now, in Montgomery, you cannot get any tools. You have 0% chance to get tools. You can only get Fortress medals and frogs that you use to improve your ninjutsu levels. Zephania can give you tools, but only 20% chance of Zephania can give you tools. The others would give you just frogs and fortress medals. Now, if you remember, Zephania has only 5% to show up, so 20% of the 5% is just 1%. You only have 1% chance to get a tool in the game. So basically, you need to play at around 100 games to get 1 tool in average. Of course, you can get luckier, you can get multiple tools before you actually hit the 100 mark, or maybe you can even go for like 200 or 300 games without getting a single tool. It's all about luck. There is no possible way to make your chances better. A lot of YouTubers have these weird videos about you having to like not kill someone in the fortress and then enter in the room before you kill everyone. I don't know, something like you have to kill, you have to enter the last room within the first 60 seconds. Something like you have to dance with your phone in your left pocket and summon Satan or something like that. All these things will not improve your chances of getting a tool, so it's only 1% and it's all about luck. There's only one possible way to actually improve your chances of getting a tool, which is not for everyone. It's only for people that have been playing since at least the last 4 or 5 months, and you need to have at least 24,000 scrolls in your account. Now this is pretty much impossible for new players, and I mean, there's already a video. If you guys would like to watch the video, make sure to check the link in the description below. I'm not really gonna go far in this, but this is pretty kind of outdated. It's not 24,000 anymore. It's like around 40,000 right now, because there's a lot of people that are over the 24,000. And the main idea is that you enter a range where there are no bots, no real players. And if you guys remember the 25% chance for Montgomery and 5% for Zefania, the rest, the 70% rest, is for regular players. If you don't get any regular players in your range, you're only going to be able to get only rare fortresses, and the others are going to be errors. The errors don't take your orb or your attack mission orb. So basically your chances of getting a tool is trebled. Your chances of getting rare fortresses in general is trebled. So yeah, in general, it's all about luck, guys. Yeah, make sure to grind as much as possible. Make sure to use your attack mission orbs whenever you get them. And yeah, good luck to you all for getting these rewards, these frogs, these tools. And to be honest with you, Team Battle right now is pretty much the best mode in the game for free to play, because the suppress attack mission has been kind of downgraded, and it kind of forces you to summon for 1 character per month now to be able to grind it. It's not as free to play friendly as it used to be before. However, Team Battle is still very much valid for free to play players, so I would advise you to take advantage of it before they kind of nerf it as well. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and it was kind of useful for you. So yeah, hopefully you have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next one. See ya.